my name is Rose and welcome to my channel. This is day one of your challenge to find your inner dancer, and today we'll be focusing on hip flexors and hamstrings. So come to find a comfortable seated position on your mat or on the floor. If you don't have a mat, don't worry at all. And just have a little rock and roll when you get there on your sit bones. If you've got quite tight hips like me, then perhaps I'll suggest grabbing a block or a cushion just to place underneath to sit on, and this will just raise your hips higher than your knees and it's a lot more comfortable. So once you get there, we'll just turn inward just to start our practice. So I'll invite you to perhaps close your eyes or just soften your gaze out in front of you on the floor. And just take a few shoulder rolls here, just releasing your shoulders back, round and down your spine. Just releasing any tension from the day thus far, or perhaps from your sleep. And just take a moment to connect with your breath. And don't do anything to change it, just notice it in your body, how it moves. How it feels today. Let your spine be lovely and long. And from here we'll slowly draw our palms together at our heart center in our Anjali Mudra, as we seal the beginning of our wonderful practice today, our day one, to find our inner dancer. Thank yourselves for being here and showing up. The hard part is truly over. And let's make some magic. So from here, nice and slowly, just placing your fingertips on the floor behind you. You can keep your eyes closed if that feels nice. And on an inhale, just rolling the tops of your shoulders round and back. Think of almost hugging the elbows in towards one another as we lift our chest and expand across our collarbone. And then on your next exhale, just carving the belly underneath as we start to fold the body forward over the legs. Dropping the head, just coming into a little forward fold here. You can release that block or cushion from underneath you if that doesn't feel very good anymore. Again here, just notice any sensations perhaps in your back, in your hips. And then just to get us moving, we're just going to flow through these two poses. So as we inhale now, fingertips come behind as we lift the chest, draw the shoulder blades together. Exhale, carve the belly under as we fold the body forward over the legs. And inhale to come up, moving with your breath. Lift the heart and exhale to fold over. Lovely. Next time, inhale as we come up. See if this time you can press into your fingertips and maybe raise your hips off the floor any amount. And then exhale, sit bones come back down as we fold the body forward. Shoo. And again, here we go. Inhale, maybe if it feels good, lifting those hips up to the sky, shoulders rotate back. And exhale as we fold the body over. Last time now. And then when you're ready, slowly curving up the spine, head comes last, nice and slow. And then opening your eyes if they weren't already, and we'll come to meet now in our tabletop position on our mat. So on our hands and knees, and just making sure our wrists are directly underneath our shoulders here and our knees directly underneath our hips. Spread those fingers nice and wide now, so we're using pressure through our hands and into the floor as we go for some lovely cat-cows. Again, so flowing with our breath here. Here we go. As we inhale now, drop the belly and lift the gaze. Exhale, push the ground away, curving the spine now. Chin comes to chest and belly button to your spine. Ooh. Here we go. Inhale to come through. Tailbone lifts nice and high. Lift the gaze. Exhale, maybe bending the arms on the way through. Push the floor away from you. And inhale brings you through. Open across that collarbone. And then exhale, last time now. Think of parting those shoulder blades to the sky. And then coming back to our tabletop pose. Lovely work. From here now, as we inhale, we're going to raise the right leg off the floor, any amount. It doesn't need to be high at all. Just extending that lovely leg. And then as we exhale now, bending the leg, and we're going to step it through our hands at the very top of our mat. So helping it through any amount here to come to our low lunge. And then when you get there, just make sure your knee is stacked directly on top of your ankle, so we're not overshooting here. We're really protecting that lovely knee joint. If you want to use your blocks, just have them close by for this. You might want to. And here we go. As we inhale now, reaching the hands up as we bring the body up to our low lunge pose. So just have a little try out of your balance here, maybe interlacing the fingers and bringing them onto the thighs just to help a little bit. But pressing into the top of the back foot now is going to tuck our pelvis underneath. So thinking lovely long tailbone. If you find that you like a little bit more of a stretch here, on an exhale, just very gently send your hips a little bit forward and down. Just being careful not to dump into the lower back here. Dump. Who says dump anymore? Me, apparently. Lovely, here we go. On your next inhale now, send the fingers up to the sky. As we part the hands, can you lift the chest any amount? And then exhale, float the hands down to frame the front foot now. Lovely, here we go. Tuck the back toe underneath now, and then raise the back knee off the mat, runner's lunge. Good, lovely. Just have a little shift forwards and backwards here in your runner's lunge. This should feel quite nice after having your knee on the floor. Again, if you want to use your blocks for more support, you can have them either side of your foot. Just brings you up a little bit. Oh yeah. And then from here, planting that left palm now into the floor. And as we inhale, we're going to reach the right fingertips up to the sky to come to our low lunge twist. Good, think of hugging those inner thighs together here so we're not splaying out to either side. We're coming into the midline of the body and push away from the floor and up to the sky. Lovely, take one more inhale. Can you reach the fingers up even more? And then exhale to float the right hand back down, framing the foot. Good, lovely. From here, we're going to push away from the floor now and send the right foot to the left, back into our high plank pose. And then drop the knees when you get there and untuck the toes. Here we go. Let's go for a little vinyasa flow. So as we inhale, shift and look forward now. So shoulders are stacked on top of the fingertips. As we exhale, hug the elbows into the side of the body as we lower down all the way to the mat. Lovely, here we go. Hands come underneath our shoulders. Now draw those shoulders away from the ears. And as we inhale, draw the crown of the head forward and up to come to our cobra pose. So shoulders are nice and relaxed, elbows hugged into the side of the body. And then exhale to float the body back down to the mat. Ooh. Lovely, bringing the hands a little bit further back now as we inhale, push back through the knees. Big toes are going to come to touch now. Send the knees a little bit wide as we send the sit bones back to our lovely child's pose. And then on your next inhale, just curling the body up and coming back to meet into our tabletop pose to go to the other side. Lovely, here we go. So as we inhale now, raising the left leg off the floor this time. Again, nothing special or high, just extending, finding a lovely pointed foot. And then as we exhale, bending the left leg in and helping it, if you need to step it through to the top of your mat, low lunge pose. And then again, grab your blocks if you need a little helping hand here, a little support. And as we inhale, we're raising the fingers up to the sky to bring our body up. Again, hands can stay here, maybe give the fingers a little bit of a wiggle, make sure they're alive. Or we can interlace the hands and just bring them onto the thigh. If you want to go a little bit further on an exhale, just sending your hips a little forward and down. Try and relax your shoulders as you breathe out. And here we go. On your next inhale now, reach those fingers up to the skies. We open the palms, lift the gaze, and then exhale to float them down nice and slowly, framing the front foot. Good, and then tuck the back toe underneath and raise the back knee off the mat, runner's lunge. Ooh, again, have a little shift forwards and backwards. And then from here, plant that right palm on the floor this time. And as we inhale, we're reaching the left fingertips up to the sky this time to our low lunge twist. Again, feel free to give those fingers a wiggle, make sure they're alive and kicking. And then think of hugging those inner thighs together here into the middle of the body. So we're lovely and strong with our foundations. Good, take one more inhale now. Can you reach up even more from the floor? And then exhale to float that hand down on the outside of the foot. Here we go, press away from the floor now and send the left foot to the right, high plank pose, and then drop the knees when you get there, untuck the toes. Here we go, let's flow it out. Inhale to shift and look forward, and then exhale, hug the elbows in as you lower down to the mat. Woo. Hands come under the shoulders now. Inhale, draw the crown of the head forward, cobra pose, lift the chest to the top. And then exhale to float everything down to the mat. Whew. Hands come back a little bit. Here we go. Inhale, push back through the knees. Tuck the toes under. We're going for it. And exhale as you fly that bottom up to your first downward facing dog. Oh yeah. Maybe keeping a generous bend in your knees here for your downward dog. If the heels are off, do not worry, friends. It's a gesture of where they're heading to the floor, so don't worry if they're not there. We're thinking of pressing into the hands here. Our biceps are in line with our ears, so we've got a lovely long spine. Send that tailbone nice and high. Take a deep inhale through the nose with me. Exhale, let it out of the mouth with a sigh. Good, relax your jaw and your forehead. And then from here, friends, we're going to plant our left heel now into the mat. And as we inhale, raise the right leg to the sky. Again, any amount. It doesn't have to be crazy, crazy split leg. Just raising it up. Take one more inhale in here. And as we exhale, shifting forward as we bring the leg through and step it through our hands at the very top of our mat. And then drop the back knee when you get there and untuck the toes. Good, lovely. From here, we're going to come into our lizard pose. So start to just heel toe that right foot out to the edge of your mat, and we're going to bring the right hand on the inside of the leg here. Lovely. If you want to, maybe just turning the toes to come out a little bit here, and maybe even coming onto the knife edge of your foot. Just have a little feel, what feels nice here. Again, trusty blocks if you need them. Good, and let's take a few little waves here. So as we inhale, maybe coming to the fingertips just to open across the chest. And then as we exhale, just float the body down, bending the elbows. Inhale, wave the body up, lift the chest. And then exhale, move into that space. And we're just going to spend a little bit of time down here now. So maybe if you've got your blocks to come onto, that might feel a little bit better. And just using your exhales, let your chest just bow towards the floor. Feel it soften a little bit more on every breath out. And exhale to soften and let go. Whew. Good, nice everyone. From here, coming back up to your hands nice and slowly now, and just plant that left hand on our mat. And as we inhale, we're going to rainbow with our right hand up and over to the back of the mat to come to a little lizard twist. We're not here for very long. Take one more inhale in. And exhale out. Lovely. Here we go. Inhale, rainbow it back in to you as we bring the hand down. Good. From here now, just heel toeing that right foot back into the center of our mat. Plant that right hand, tuck the back toe under and raise the back knee. Here we go, let's go for our flow. So bringing our right leg back to join our left. Drop the knees if you want to, or you can go for your flow from here. Inhale, shift and look forward. And then exhale, hug the elbows in to lower down to the ground. Inhale now as we raise the body up, cobra pose, lift the heart. Exhale to float the body down. Bring the hands back a little bit. Inhale, push back through the knees. Tuck the toes underneath and send that bottom up to your downward facing dog. Oh yeah. Have a really good pedal when you get there. Just swaying those hips side to side. Or maybe if what you need today is a bit of stillness, then just come to let that tailbone be lovely and high. And then when you're ready, plant that right heel into the ground this time and inhale to raise the left leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Press into both palms evenly here. Take one more inhale in. And then as we exhale, shift and step the left foot through the hands at the top of the mat and then drop the right knee, untuck the toe. Lovely, here we go now. Start to heel toe that left foot out to the edge. And we're just going to bring the left hand onto the inside to our lizard pose. Again, if you want to maybe bring the toes to face out a little bit and come onto the knife edge of that foot, if that feels good. And then have a little sway. Oh yeah, maybe notice the difference between either side. Just know that that is completely normal. We are not balanced on both sides of our body. Here we go, let's go for a little flow now. Inhale as we lift up and lift the chest. And then exhale, bend the elbows, bow the chest to the floor. Whew. Last time, inhale, new oxygen, new space. And then exhale, whew, bow the chest down. Again, maybe coming to the forearms here. Just to spend a few breaths. You could bring your elbows to the floor perhaps, or to your blocks and rest your head on your thumbs. Your choice for your lovely practice and your lovely body. Take one more round of breath here, inhaling in. And exhale, soften, let go. Good, nice and gently now coming back up onto the palms. And then we're going to plant that right palm this time. And as we inhale, make a lovely big rainbow. Reach those left fingertips to the very back of your mat. Oh, the sun came to join me at that moment. Inhale now, gather that rainbow back in to you, and exhale, hand plants. Lovely, heel toe, that foot back into the center of your mat now. Take the hand to the other side. Tuck the back toe underneath and raise the back knee off. Ooh. Plant those hands and push away from the floor. Send the left leg to the right, and here we go. Let's take your lovely flow, dropping your knees if you want to. Inhale to shift forward and exhale to lower the body down. Let's make it flowy now. Inhale, rise up to cobra. Exhale to float the body back down. Bring the hands back a little bit. Inhale, push back through the knees. Tuck the toes underneath and send the sit bones lovely and high. Downward facing dog. Oh, well done. Take an inhale in here through the nose. And exhale it out of the mouth. Generously bend your knees now as we carve a line with our nose to the top of our mat, and just take a few lovely mindful steps to join your hands at the very top of your mat. Oh yeah, let your feet be about hips width apart here. Knees generously bent to our deep forward fold. Let your head hang really heavy. And just take hold of opposite elbow here. Have a little sway from side to side. And then when you're ready, just planting those hands in front of you now. Generously bend the knees even more as we roll up to stand for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll the shoulders back, around and down to your mountain pose. Palms are facing forward. Feet are about hips width apart. And let the shoulders drop away from the ears here. Feel how great it feels to be alive. Wiggle those fingers. And then here we go. Let's do a little flow. Inhale now as we bend the knees, sweep the fingers down to come up, extended mountain pose. Exhale as we draw the hands down the body and fold over the legs, deep forward fold. Shoo. Good. Grab your blocks if you want a little bit more height here in your deep forward fold or support. They're always there for you. Here we go. Let's do a few little half lift waves. So as we inhale, draw the crown of the head forward as we draw the hands up the legs here. Tuck the elbows in. So thinking lovely long spine. If you need to keep the knees a little soft, then absolutely do. And as we exhale, soften and fold over the legs again. Shoo. Let's do that 2 more times. Here we go. Inhale, crown of the head forward, halfway lift. And exhale, soften the body over. Let the tailbone be nice and high. Last time. Inhale, create some space. And exhale, soften and dive the body down. Shoo. Lovely, friends. From here, step the left leg back long on our mat now to come to our runner's lunge. We've been here before. Lovely. Take an inhale now to come to our fingertips or our blocks and lift the chest, create a little bit of space. Now as we exhale, we're going to send the hips up and back as we gently straighten our front leg to come into our pyramid pose. So your back heel will be off the mat here. Don't worry if you're thinking, oh my gosh, my back heel's off. It will be, do not worry. You can also flex your front toes towards you if that feels good. But in our pyramid pose, we're thinking of pulling our right hip crease back. So back along our mat. Ooh. Lovely. Let's do a few little flows through these positions. So as we inhale, roll through the front foot as we lift the chest, lunge pose. Exhale, send the hips up and back as we straighten the front leg any amount, pyramid pose. Inhale, let your breath guide you through each movement. So don't worry if you're not going at the same time as me. Your breath is very different to mine. And exhale, send the hips up and back, pyramid pose, straightening the front leg. Whew. Lovely. From here now, as we inhale, rolling through the front foot to come through lunge. And then we're going to bring our right hand round to the inside of our leg now as we turn both toes, those 2 toes, all 10 toes, to face the long edge of our mat. Again, bring your trusty blocks with you if you need them. If that feels good, if you need a little bit more support, absolutely take it. Lovely. When you get there, you feel like you want to have a little sway, bending one leg at a time, then absolutely do this now. Oh yeah, and then when you're ready, nice and slowly coming to fingertips again, or your blocks, and then we're going to start to walk our hands around to our left leg this time, to the back of our mat. Turn the left toes to face the back of your mat now as you pivot on the right leg and we come to our lunge on the other side. So clever. Good, here we go now. Same again on this side. Inhale as we lift the chest, come to fingertips or blocks. And then exhale as we send the hips up and back, pyramid pose. Again, grab your blocks either side of your leg here for more support. And we can flex those front toes to face you if you want a little bit more of a stretch through the hamstrings. You decide, lovely friends. But think of pulling that left hip crease back this time so we get that lovely stretch. Here we go, let's flow. Inhale, roll through the front foot, lift the chest, lunge pose. Exhale, send the hips up and back, pyramid pose. Inhale to come through, make it feel lovely. And exhale, we come back, fold over the leg. One more time, here we go. Inhale to roll through. Can you smile at the sun when you get to the top? And then exhale to fold back over the leg. Pull that left hip crease back, pyramid pose. Whew. Oh yeah. And then inhale to roll through that front foot again. We're going to transition back to the front of our mat. So bring the left hand to the inside of the leg as we walk all the way around this time. Bring the right toes to face the top of your mat. Pivot on the left leg and plant those hands. Here we go. Push away from the mat. Send your right leg to your left and we'll go for our last flow. Going with your breath. Inhale, shift and look forward. And exhale, release down to the floor. Inhale, rise the body up to cobra pose. And exhale, float it back down. Bring the hands a little bit back. Inhale, push back through the knees. Tuck the toes underneath and send the sit bones lovely and high. Downward facing dog. Really nice. Take an inhale now as you raise the heels off the mat, any amount. And then exhale as you ease them down nice and gently. Ooh, send those sit bones nice and high to the sky. Lovely, everyone. On your next inhale, bending the knees now and bringing them back down to touch onto the mat, just swinging the legs underneath as we come to bring them out in front of us to our seated staff pose. Have a little rock on both of your sit bones when you get there. If you need a little bit of support to maybe just sitting on a cushion, or you can even sit on a block just to, again, release the lower back, release the top of the hamstrings a little bit. We're going to hug the right knee into our chest now and then take it over the top of the left, so planting the sole of our foot onto the floor. And then just keep some energy in your left foot, so maybe just in the toes or flexing your foot, lovely. And then we're going to hug the right knee in with our left arm now to come into a little seated twist. Right fingertips come behind us first, and as we inhale, think of growing lovely and tall through the top of the head. And as we exhale, we start to very gently twist to look over the right shoulder. Good. Use your inhales to maybe come away a little bit, and then use your exhales to twist from the belly button. Lovely. Coming back round to center now. Just take a little counter twist to the other side. I always like to do this, maybe just placing the hands on the floor. Lovely. From here, we're going to take hold with our left hand of the outside now of our right foot, and come to bring it in line with our hips. So just make sure we're not crossing it over the left leg here, and see if we can straighten it any amount. Now, if this is really quite difficult and you're finding it hard to maybe even grab your foot, then grab a strap if you have one, or a belt from a dressing gown or a normal belt, and just take it around the sole of your foot here. You can still take it with the left hand. We're going to come into a little twist. So again, just straightening it any amount. If you find that doing this makes your back round quite a lot, then just keep a little bend in your right knee here. Lovely. Again, energy in that left foot still. And as we inhale, we're going to reach the right hand to the very back of our mat as we come into this twist. If this strains the neck, then just bringing it to the side is absolutely fine. Lovely. Take an inhale in here, grow nice and tall. And exhale out. Lovely. Inhale now to come back round to center. Release the strap. And as we exhale, we're going to fold up and over those lovely legs as we come into our seated forward fold. Good. When you get there, maybe have a little bit of a wiggle. Again, if this is really tight on the hamstrings, just keep a bend in the knees here. And we're going to come to flexed feet today. So bring those toes to face you. Hands can either come to the floor or maybe to your calves. And we're drawing the shoulder blades back here, so away from the ears and down the back. So we're thinking lovely long spine. Whew. And then as we inhale now, coming back out the way we came, reach those fingers up to the sky. And then as we exhale, just float them down to either side. And then we'll come to hug the left knee in this time. Take this foot over the top, let the sole of the foot be on the floor, and then bring those right toes to face you. And we'll hug with the right arm this time, left fingertips come behind us. And as we inhale, roll the shoulder blades down the back as we grow lovely and tall through the top of the head. And exhale, very, very gently start to twist over the left shoulder. Use your inhales to maybe come away a little bit. Find some space, and then exhale, gently move into that space. One more time, inhaling in. And exhale to twist. Good, lovely. Coming back round now, and again, just take a little counter twist. Ooh, leaning over to the right. And then from here, with the right hand now, we'll come to take hold of the outside of the left foot. Again, grab that trusty strap if that's going to be better for you. And try and straighten that leg any amount, keeping the back lovely and long if you can. And as we inhale, reaching those left fingers to the back of our mat. Should feel a glorious, maybe not so glorious, stretch down the outside of the left leg here. Hopefully glorious. Glorious in time. Lovely. Keep breathing, lovely friends. And on your next inhale now, coming back round to the front and let the leg go as we inhale, reach up and exhale to fold over the legs one last time. Bring those toes to face you again. And exhale to soften those muscles. Shoo, lovely, here we go. Inhale now, reach the fingers up to the sky. Grow lovely and tall. And then exhale to float them down either side. And we're just gonna hug the knees into the chest here. Bringing the toes just a touch onto the mat, maybe bring them off. If you fancy a little balance, but just give yourself a really big hug. When was the last time you gave yourself a massive hug? Well, it's now. Lovely. And then when you're ready, we'll come back to meet in our comfortable seated position to close our lovely practice together. And we'll draw our hands together at our heart center. And close your eyes. Take a big cleansing breath now. So deep inhale in through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Relax those shoulders. Thank you so much for joining me today for day 1 of your challenge to find your inner dancer. I hope that you enjoyed this first day, and I hope to see you for the rest of the 5 days as well. From my heart to yours and from my home to yours. Namaste. Please feel free to subscribe and tell all your friends and family about it if you think that they will benefit. My name is Rose and I'll see you very soon.